Welcome to the Mindset Mutiny. I am your host, Mike Ivanov. Join me as we challenge the status quo, break free from self-imposed limits, and redefine what's possible. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Today, I'm calling out one of the biggest lies we love to tell ourselves, and that's New Year's resolutions. Come on. Let's be honest. New Year's resolutions, they're bullshit. Yep, I said it. Stop making them. 91% of people fail to achieve their New Year's resolutions. 91%. That means less than 1 in 10 actually succeed. Think about that for a second. And if that doesn't hit you hard enough, let me give you another stat. This one's from Strava. Most resolutions don't even survive the month. By the 19th of January, the majority of people who set those resolutions have already given up on them. 19 days in, and that day is coined Quitter's Day. So why does it happen? Right? We have the best intentions. We think hard about these resolutions we're going to make. And then come January 1st, we expect to be new people. So how does that happen? Because resolutions are nothing more than dreams without plans. They make you feel great in the moment, but they're empty promises that just set you up to fail. So today we're going to break down why that happens and, most importantly, how you flip that script. So the biggest issue with these resolutions is that they're focused on outcomes, not actions. So people love to say, I want to lose the weight. I want to save the money. I want to get promoted. Well, I want to be a fucking millionaire. But one isn't going to get me there. We've talked about this. I need a plan with actionable steps, measurable goals. So if I want to become a millionaire, I need to study millionaires. What they do, what makes them tick, how they move through life, who they spend their time with, what they read. I need to find where they are so I can talk to them, build a relationship, and learn from them. You see what I mean? Just saying I want isn't going to get you shit. You need guided, deliberate action. You need a plan. So we all have great goals, or should I say, hopes, right? But here's the problem. They're just fantasies. Unless you figure out how to make them happen. So let's say you do decide, I want to lose 10 pounds. It does sound simple, right? But wanting just isn't going to get it done. When I hear somebody say, I want to lose 10 pounds, I think, where's your plan? Wait, you don't have one. My next question is, do you meal prep? And I usually get, no, I didn't. And then I ask why. Well, because it was Sunday night and I was tired, so I chose to sit my ass on the couch. You're probably tired because you didn't get good sleep all weekend. You drank and partied. You treated your body like a fucking carnival. No wonder why you don't have it in you to meal prep Sunday. No plan, plan to fail, right? What's your workout routine look like? What, I didn't realize I had to work out. How will you handle stress eating when your motivation crashes? Yeah, that's a real fucking thing. That one fucked me over 1,000,000 times. I'd stand by the pantry and I just would shovel the fucking chips in, just destroying the calories because I was stressed and I didn't have a plan. The best thing that ever happened to me was when my wife would just call it out and be like, hey, dude, you're stress eating. Cut it out. And even after she said it, a couple more handfuls went in, right? So we all do it. That's the point. Emotional attachment to food is what adds the fucking pounds. You're bored, so you eat. You're tired, so you eat. You're depressed, so you eat. You're stressed, so you eat. I'm not saying this shit to make you feel bad. I've done the exact same thing, and I've been very honest about that hundreds of times. I did it until I became aware of it. Like we always talk about, awareness is the first step to change. My point is, you set that resolution because it makes you feel good, but you're not prepared to do or address what is needed to get there. Now, there's two types of people when it comes to this, right? Some just want to say it to feel better because they've made a bunch of horrible fucking decisions over the holidays. Others really want it. They just don't know how to do it. But I can help those that really want it. But help me help you and build a fucking plan. So in all seriousness, right? Send me your plan. Email it over. I'll drop the address at the end of this. I'll look it over and I will respond to you. And you know what? Leave your phone number. I will call you up and we can break it down together. Your hope is to lose weight, but there's no plan, no analysis of the details, no contingency planning for when you fail to complete a step. But hey, there's always that hope that you could magically lose the weight. Magically by doing the same thing you've always done. Newsflash. Hope is not a fucking strategy. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So make a fucking plan and execute on it every day. Don't let emotion dictate your actions. Without a system in place, that goal is nothing but wishful thinking, hopes and delusions of grandeur. The same goes for career goals. How many people do you know who say, this is the year I'm getting promoted? They're obsessed with the outcome, but ignore the process. They don't even know why they really want to get promoted. They want the money, but do they even realize the responsibility that comes with that? Do they even know who they need to become to earn that promotion? Most of the time, the answer is no. Promotions aren't handed out to people who simply want them. They go to people who show up every day. And I don't mean rolling into the fucking office, half asleep, undernourished, underslept, looking like a bag of shit. No, they show up every day ready to go. They show up every day ready to add value, solve problems, and prove they're ready for the next level. That's how you get fucking promoted. Promotions go to people who earn it, people who sacrifice for it, people who have a fucking plan on how they're going to achieve it. You hope for promotion, but you aren't reading the books about your craft. You're not working on yourself. You're not having hard conversations. You're not uplifting and leading others. You're not going above and beyond. Some do the bare minimum and hope for that promotion. Again, hope is not a fucking strategy. The truth is that resolutions fail because they're based on your feelings, not commitment. They're focused on what you want, not what you're willing to do. So let's talk about the idea of starting fresh on January 1st. It's a complete illusion and it's fucking corny. The date doesn't matter. January 1st doesn't have some magical power to transform your life. It's just another day on the calendar. And here's what really happens. People spend December saying, I'll start fresh in the new year. All that does is gives them another excuse to just slack off. Overeat, underexercise, overspend, all that fucking bullshit. They indulge in all the habits they claim they want to quit. And here's the trick. They tell themselves they'll flip that switch when the clock strikes midnight. I know for a fact that 9 out of 10 can't flip that switch. Sorry. In fact, my best advice is to flip that switch and fucking break it like I did. Don't offer yourself a way out. Don't think about it. Burn the fucking ships. You can't leave yourself a way out. If you don't flip that switch, January turns into February and then into March, and nothing has changed. When that happens, something happens inside of you. It erodes your confidence. You may not realize it, but deep down inside, you know when you set a goal and you bail on it, that fucks you up inside. And you do that every month, year after year. It's fucking horrible. So you owe it to yourself to set attainable goals so that you can reach them. Talk about stacking the bricks, talk about the short-term wins, all that shit matters. Growth doesn't wait for that clock to strike midnight, okay? I'll just remind you of that. You've been watching way too much fucking Cinderella. This isn't a fairy tale, not even close. Change doesn't wait for the perfect moment. Change happens when you decide to stop making excuses and start doing the fucking work. There's nothing else that needs to be said. But for good measure, I will continue. Let's dig into the concept called false hope syndrome. This shit's real. National Institute of Health, yep, real reputable agency, says that false hope syndrome is the idea that we set ourselves up for failure by making overly ambitious, unrealistic goals. Why? Because it feels good. When I said that earlier, I bet you thought I was making that shit up. We as humans say shit to make ourselves feel better. How fucking pathetic is that? Why wouldn't we just do things to make ourselves feel better? Take action, dig out, claw our way back. We don't do that because it's easier just to say we're going to do it and then not do it. So people will usually tell others about their plans in hopes of like getting some praise. And then when they do, they feel good. But then when they bail on those fucking plans and have to tell the same people they quit, well, that can't feel good. No wonder why we get depressed. So here's how it works. You say, I'm going to go to the gym every day. And this applies to any goal that you set. You know, I love the gym examples. And I'm sorry if you're sick of it, but it's just an easy one to apply. So this goes for anything that you're going to set as a goal, right? So I'm going to go to the gym every day. Now, when you say that, your brain rewards you with a dopamine hit, right? Feels good to say it. The same way it would if you'd already achieved something. You feel productive just by writing it down. But then reality sets in. You skip a day and then another. Then you feel like a failure, a bag of fucking shit, and you quit. It's not the failure that kills you. It's the unrealistic expectations you set in the first place. So let's see if I can give you some examples. So you promise yourself, I'm going to work out every day. That's quite a fucking goal, okay? Even though you haven't been in the gym in months. Maybe you even haven't been in your whole life. But yet you just said, I'm going to work out every day. You haven't even found a gym to go to. But yet you're claiming you're going to go every day. How the fuck is that productive? It's like never running, then saying you're just going to go run 20 miles on a fucking whim. But you don't even own running shoes. You have no fucking clue how to get from A to Z, and that's okay. But you have zero plan, and that's the issue. You have set zero attainable goals. Someone that's never been to the gym before can't turn around and say they're going to go every day. They should just start by saying, hey, I'm going to go 1 day a week for a month. And then month 2 comes, I'm going to go 2 days a week. for another month. Month 3 comes, hey, I'm going to go 3 days a week and let me see if I can hold this for 6 months. That's attainable. You have to work into these things. You have to slowly build these habits. Not everybody can just flip the light switch. So another one, you decide that you're never going to eat sugar again. I hear that one a lot. But that's pretty drastic. I don't think people realize they get addicted to sugar. Their taste buds crave it. They love it. They can't live without it. So to go from just packing your body full of sugar all the time for years and years to all of a sudden saying, I'm never going to eat sugar again, you're already setting yourself up to fail. So by 2 weeks from that point, I'd catch you binging cookies. I know it. Another very unrealistic goal. You've never restricted yourself from foods ever in the past, but yet somehow at the strike of midnight, you'll never eat sugar again. You see what I'm saying? You see how fucked up resolutions are? You must also see that without a plan, like they can screw you right out of the gate. As soon as it leaves your lips, it's dead on arrival. Another one is saving money. Set a goal, right? Save $1,000. I'm going to save $1,000 a month. But you're ignoring the fact that your bills and debt make that impossible. But yet you still set it as a goal, right? You say you're going to save $1,000 a month, but you've never had $1,000 in your account at all. False hope syndrome creates a cycle of failure and disappointment. It's a trap. This is why implementing a system is absolutely essential. Systems are really what separates the people who succeed from the ones who quit. Unlike resolutions, systems aren't tied to your feelings or your willpower. They're about structure and consistency. So let's say you want to save $5,000 this year. Don't just make it a resolution. You have to build a system so you can automate your savings. So you set up an automatic transfer that goes into your savings every paycheck, out of sight, out of mind. You could also start tracking your spending. I like to use an app called Rocket Money. Helps me see where my money's going, and it also will help me cut unnecessary expenses. Set a budget. Decide in advance how much you're going to spend on your essentials, your fun, and your savings, and then stick to it. So lastly, some advice that I've always loved from Alex Hormozy. He suggests that if you don't have as much money as you want, right, you should check your bank account before you check your social media. He also says you should check your bank account every single fucking day. By doing that, you will watch your money grow. So with a system like this, you don't have to rely on that motivation, right? We've talked about motivation being fleeting. So you know that if you rely on motivation, you're going to fail. So that's where a system comes in. The progress will become automatic. There's contingency plans worked in. We aren't leaving it up to our emotions. We flipped the switch and broke it. The course has been set and the keys have been thrown away. The same principle applies to fitness. Stop focusing on losing 10 pounds and focus on building those daily habits. Track your meals and calories. I've been tracking my food for the last 1,924 days, but who's counting, right? That's consistency. That's how bad I fucking want it. Do you know how many days I just want to eat food and not track it? How many days I want to just lie about what I ate so that it'll fit into, my macros? Can't fucking do it, man. Not if you want it. Also, lift some fucking weights. No matter your age, your sex, or your level of fitness. Move something. Shoot for a few days a week. You do that for 6 months, your entire life changes. Prep your meals in advance. That'll help you avoid unhealthy choices. A little hack for me is I keep a lot of hard-boiled eggs in the fridge. So when I want the chips, I go eat a fucking egg. And if I don't want to eat an egg, it means I'm not hungry. The chips are calling to my emotions. So don't fall for it. We all know we're hunting around the kitchen, for a snack, opening up the fridge, opening up the pantry door, packing in a couple random calories here and there, times 3 or 4 different things. You just ruined all that weight loss that you were working towards. And lastly, for me, it's a big one. Drink some fucking water. Most of you should be leaning towards half your body weight in ounces of water. So if you weigh 100 pounds, drink 50 ounces. Okay. My math's not that great, so we're not going to go up from there. But that's how I started my health journey. I said, no matter what, and I went a little overboard, of course, no matter what, I'm going to drink 1 gallon of water a day. No fucking excuses. No matter what I'm doing, no matter what's happening. It's been almost 5 years now, and I've never missed a day. When you focus on the system, the results take care of themselves. And here's the key. Stop thinking in terms of resolutions and start thinking in terms of identity. How do you do that? Well, for me, instead of saying, I want to lose weight, you could say, I'm the type of person who takes care of my body. Instead of saying, I want a promotion, say, I'm the type of person who exceeds expectations at work. So when you shift your mindset from what you want to who you are, your actions will naturally follow. It's no longer about forcing the change. It's about living in alignment with your identity. And that can work both ways. So be careful of what identity you choose. So most people will treat New Year's resolutions like the quick fix. They'll focus on the surface level symptom of their problem. And instead of digging deep to address what that root cause is, they start treating the symptom and not the cause. So when you treat the symptom and not the cause, that will certainly guarantee failure. When people set these resolutions, they often choose goals that address why they have a problem or what they see as the problem. For example, like I've talked about, I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to save $5,000. I want to be happier this year. These sound really great on the surface, right? I'm not going to lie. But they're treating the symptom. Weight gain, financial stress, unhappiness are the results of deeper issues. So, for example, weight gain could stem from bad eating habits, lack of exercise, emotional stress. There could be a lack of education on calorie consumption and really what's acceptable for your activity level and for your goals. Financial stress could be caused by impulse spending, lack of a budget, unhappiness, or poor money management skills. Now, in my case, this has happened to me. It could even be a story you've been telling yourself about how you are bad with money. I would always say that. I'm bad with money. As soon as I get money, I burn it. Blah, 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 blah. And then I had a friend tell me, hey, Mike, that story you're telling yourself is really fucked up. And then he helped me reframe that story and choose a different identity. So just keep that in mind, right? I've always said that about myself. And when I was called on it, I changed my identity. I changed the story. And my money started to change. Unhappiness could come from feelings of being unfulfilled. Could come from being unfulfilled at work, in a relationship, being broke, ignoring your personal growth, never keeping promises to yourself, never-ending excuses, and a lack of accountability, right? That can all make you very unhappy. By focusing on the symptom, like a number on the scale or a dollar amount in your savings account, right? You're ignoring the deeper behaviors, the habits, and the thought patterns that got you into trouble in the first place. So the core issue is that resolutions don't change the root cause of your behavior. They just target the outcome. So it's like having a leaky faucet and decided to mop up the water without actually fixing the leak. So it's leaking, you're mopping, right? instead of fixing the leak and then mopping the floor and then being fucking done with it. So, sure, that floor is going to look really clean at the moment, but the underlying problem is still there. It's still leaking and it's still going to keep making a mess. So let's apply that to resolutions. If you set a resolution to lose weight without addressing your emotional eating or your sedentary lifestyle, the pounds will come back as soon as your motivation fades away. As far as money, if you vow to save the money, but don't confront your spending habits or your financial priorities, you'll drain your savings account just as fast as you filled it up. I know that one to be a fact. If you resolve to be happier, but ignore the lack of purpose, connection, or self-care in your life, no resolution is going to fix that. People love the New Year's resolution because it offers them instant gratification. When they write down that goal or they say, this is the year I'm going to change, gives them that dopamine rush. It feels like they've already accomplished something. Well, I'll just remind you all that simply writing it down doesn't accomplish shit. All you really accomplished was that now you have a piece of paper with worthless writing on it. And that dopamine high that you got from writing it all down, that's contemporary. And it fades really fucking quick. I hope you're ready for that crash. And because you're focused on the symptom instead of the cause, your efforts are like trying to put out a 5-alarm fire with a garden hose. So you're basically fucked. If you want real progress, you need to stop treating the symptoms and start addressing the root cause. And here's how we do that. Number one, you have to get honest about the problem. So instead of saying, I want to lose weight, ask, why did I gain the weight in the first place? Right? Be honest. Is it poor eating habits? Did I have a lack of exercise or did I poorly manage my stress? Instead of saying, I want to save money, ask, where is my money going? Am I spending it impulsively? Do I lack a budget? Number two, focus on habits, not outcomes. Losing weight isn't about a number on the scale. It's about eating the nutrient-dense foods, moving your body regularly, managing stress, counting those calories. Forget everything you know about food and start relearning. Saving money isn't about hitting the $5,000. It's about automating your savings, sticking to a budget, and learning to spend it wisely. Make your dollars work for you. Number three, building systems to solve the root problem. So if stress is causing you to gain weight, right, because you're stress eating, build a system to manage the stress. Journaling, exercising, mindfulness, all very helpful for me. If the snacking's an issue, which you have to be honest with yourself to identify that it is the issue, keep the shit out of the house. The biggest thing I've ever realized is winning with weight loss starts at the grocery store. Don't ever fucking go in there hungry, right? And always have a plan. Have the discipline not to buy it because you don't have the discipline not to eat it. That's being proactive. That's a contingency plan. If impulse spending is draining your bank account, build that system we talked about that makes savings automatic and get the app that tracks your expenses. Run your wallet like you're running a fucking business. So when you address the root cause, you're not chasing the goal. You're transforming the actual way that you live, the lifestyle. That's the difference between a temporary resolution and a permanent change. Imagine somebody who resolves to lose weight, but never addresses their poor eating habits. They could get some short-term success, right, with a crash diet, but the pounds will come back because the underlying behavior hasn't changed. The person hasn't evolved into become something else. But imagine that same person who builds a system to meal prep, track their foods, manage their stress. They're not just going to lose weight, they're building a healthy lifestyle that sustains itself. The same is true for any resolution. Anyone you could imagine. Fix the cause and the symptoms take care of themselves. Ignore the cause and you'll keep repeating the same cycle of frustration and failure. So your challenge is to stop mopping up the mess and start fixing the leak. Most resolutions will fail because they focus on the surface, losing the weight, saving the money, feeling happier, without addressing the deeper problems causing the chaos. All right, it's not about the Starbucks run or the crash diet. It's about the habits, the thought patterns, and the behaviors that continually drag you off course. Resolutions don't fail because you're lazy or incapable. They fail because you're focused on the wrong thing. You're chasing the shiny outcome instead of fixing the root cause. If you want real change, you need to dig deeper. Ask yourself, why am I here? What's really holding me back? What systems can I build to make progress automatic, even when I don't feel motivated? It's hard fucking work. But the truth is, when you fix the leak, the mess takes care of itself. So stop chasing the quick fixes and the surface level goals. Focus on the root cause and build a system, and then commit to the process. That's how you create change that lasts. Now go make it happen. You owe it to yourself. So if you're getting something out of this, right? Even if it's just something small, please hit that follow button and share this with somebody who needs to hear it. That's how we grow this together. And I want you to know, seriously, I'm here for you. You can reach me anytime by email, mike@mindsetmutiny.com. If you're struggling with something, need help navigating challenges in your life, or have a specific topic you'd like me to cover, let me know. Get out of your comfort zone and send me that message. I'd love to help.